Are you sitting comfortably?
Of monsters and men there with crystals, that's from the Good Dinosaur trailer, and we'll be talking about the Good Dinosaur a little later on the show, this show, which is called Are You Sitting Comfortably? A movie review show on East London Radio. We love it here, don't we?
We do.
Oh, it's good.
Nice. It's
Yes.
lovely. The people are nice. There's tea.
There's tea in your cup, but not in mine.
Well, it's because I've got the teapot on my side of the desk.
Well, you're going to have to sort that out very swiftly, I think. You're Scott.
I am.
And
I think so. Am I?
And
I feel like him.
I believe I'm Roo.
I think so, yeah. I hope so. Otherwise, I'm in the wrong room.
Well, we do this every week. You'd
hope
we'd know by now.
Yeah.
How have you been?
All right, thanks. Yeah.
We edge ever closer to Christmas.
We do. That's how that works.
Ever closer to Star Wars.
That's also true. Star Wars. What else have we got coming up? Like soon.
Well, there's Charlie Brown, which is just as, if not more, exciting
I
than
don't
Star
know.
Wars.
We'll see. And what
I'm
else? There's
that
the
one
Danish
where-
Girl. I'm looking forward to that. That's coming up. That's out on January 1st. So
Yes, I must say that does look rather good.
I do quite fancy Eddie Redmayne. I'm not sure if him being in a dress is going to confuse me, but
I think, though, if you fancy someone enough, it doesn't matter whether or not they wear a dress.
It's the person.
Or a suit, I mean, not just a dress or not. Those aren't the only options.
It's the person what matters, not the clothes they're wearing.
And I think, to be honest, that's what the movie's going to tell us in about 2.5 hours.
Okay. Well, spoilers there, but never mind.
Well, yeah.
We'll
We
watch
don't know
it
that
anyway.
for sure.
No, that's true. It'd be weird if it didn't, though. It's like
We've also got that one where Will Ferrell's a bad dad.
Yeah.
Compared to Mark, what's his face?
I want to say Mark Hamill, but that's because we're all Star Wars'd up at the moment.
Not
It's
Mark
Wahlberg, isn't
Mark
it?
Wahlberg,
Yeah.
yes. Which looks like one of your run-of-the-mill sitcom-y things.
Mark Markle Wahlberg.
So him,
Yeah.
Friend of Benedict Cumberbatch.
That's him.
Yeah.
Beanbag cucumber snatch.
That's
he's Mark Wahlberg, very ripped. He gets his top off in the trailer, and
well, yes. What's his
surprisingly.
age?
I don't know.
I'm going to Google this now.
You'd think that
if you
by
don't
his
mind.
age,
Mark.
everything would have started to sag and
Yeah,
go.
but when
a little bit,
you're rich and you've all the money in the world,
you can afford to not be fat. That'd be nice.
No,
wouldn't it?
well, think about it. You've got a lot more time you can spend in the gym, and if that doesn't work, you can just
have it all sucked out of you.
surgically perk yourself up.
Oh.
He's 44.
Oh, it's not as old as I thought then.
Does
Okay.
it,
I hope
people
I look
always
that good
say,
when I'm
don't they?
44.
Sorry?
I hope I look that good when I'm 44.
Well, this is what I say. People say that your body kind of deteriorates.
Say your body deteriorates.
No, I mean, pretty swiftly. Sort of once you hit your 30s, it's all sort of downhill from there. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, me too. I'm refusing to believe it, to be honest.
Well, because aren't you on you're
Shut
teetering
up.
on the.
Shut up.
No, but I don't believe it either, because I think so long as you pay the proper attention to your body and you don't abuse it with substances or liquids and tobaccos and all the rest.
So
And
at the Christmas
burgers
party last week, you didn't get completely hammered like the rest of us, did you not? And
I
that's
wouldn't
why-
say hammered, no.
Okay.
I got merry, yes.
Yes, you did.
A smidge merry.
You had a smiley face. You were all.
I still managed to
rosy.
navigate my way home.
You
Is that
did.
right?
Well done.
Yes.
I paid a man to do that for me. If I'm honest, I got.
I said navigate my way home.
Yeah. No.
Oh right, I thought you missed.
How dare you? No, I was too drunk for any of that. We just spooned, me and the taxi driver.
You and the
He drove
Uber
me
man.
home. Yeah. Bless him, he was really sweet. He turned his clock off for that and everything, so I didn't have to pay him. I said clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did do another one there. We're asking the question
What
throughout.
the flip is going on?
Through-
That's usually the question we ask.
Well, no, it's who said this?
Honey,
Who said?
honey,
Oh.
honey,
Now, remember that the topic of the show today is prehistoric creatures.
honey,
So,
Oh.
honey.
yes, who said that? If you know the answer, please do tweet us at ELR Comfortably on Twitter. Even if you don't know the answer, we would love a tweet, to be honest. So do that.
someone tweet us.
Use the Facebook page, facebook.com/ELR Comfortably, and we have a wonderful website
We
called elrcomfortably.com.
No.
.co.uk.
Good lord.
Definitely .co.uk,
Yeah,
not .com.
Patriotic as ever.
I don't know where on earth you'll end up if you use .com. You might
We haven't bought that one yet.
Just-
That one was expensive, so we don't have it.
a barrage of naked pop-ups. So don't, you know, you never
Okay.
know. I don't know.
Have you set that up?
No.
It's like lots of naked
Maybe,
people
yes.
with our heads photoshopped on. That'd be awesome. We should do that.
We should, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, that's our little project over the Christmas break. Now, did you go through the dinosaur phase as a young child?
Do you remember those magazines where it was like build your own dinosaur? Part 1 is 50 pence. Every episode after that is £3, and it's going to take you 100 years to ever build the flipping thing.
More than £3.
Yeah, I had one of those with the glow-in-the-dark dinosaur skeleton.
And you'd never finish them either.
I think I did, actually, but I think that was because...
They give you a tooth each magazine. It takes so long.
It wasn't. It was a slow process, certainly. But I think the reason that I managed to finish it...
Teaching you patience as a child, I guess.
Huh?
Teaching you patience.
Not in my case.
Well, did you just buy them all outright?
Well, my mother had contacts at the local newsagents or some kind of thing like that.
Is that newsagents in quotation marks?
What could newsagents mean in quotation marks?
I don't know. It just sounds very suspicious.
No, one of my mum's mates worked in the newsagents down the road, so she'd get a copy and put it aside for me. So I didn't really have to wait. They just my mum would bring home like 3 or 4 copies every time she remembered to pop in and ask for
free
them.
As well.
Well, I didn't pay for. I was a child. I didn't pay for them. I think my mum.
I was too busy with Pokemon.
See, it's pronounced Pac-Man.
Very good.
Yeah. No, I never really got into Pokemon.
Well, there were dinosaurs in Pokemon.
There weren't. There were Pokemon.
No, there was an Aerodactyl that they had renamed Pteradactyl. Oh, do you see what they did there?
I thought Pterodactyl was its name anyway, with a P. Pterodactyl. But you just don't pronounce the P, so it's Pterodactyl.
Or maybe they called it Aerodactyl.
That sounds more like it. It's one or the other.
Dear me. What has Pokemon has mangled my my knowledge of ancient history. It's not ancient history, is it? That's Egypt and things. What's dinosaurs called?
Well, that's prehistory. That's
prehistory. Well, actually, in The Good Dinosaur, it's not, because it's set in an alternate world where the comet that wipes out the it is Aerodactyl. I just checked on the old Google. The comet that wipes out the dinosaurs doesn't actually wipe out the dinosaurs, and so they all become farmers instead. But
is that what that was supposed to be?
Yes. Set in an alternate universe.
All right then. God.
And fun fact, actually.
Is it? Is it actually fun?
I think it's a little bit sad.
Oh, sad fact?
Yes, sad fact. We need a jingle.
Womp, womp, womp.
I found out that A Bug's Life is the lowest earning Pixar film ever made.
Huh.
And I used to love Bug's Life when I was a kid, and I always used to wonder why growing up Pixar never used to talk about it. Like it was their unwanted child or something, or their...
Well, after stuff like Cars and what have you.
I know, but they still shout about that. That's still in all the box sets.
Oh, it's because they made money off the merchandising and stuff, I suppose.
But here's another sad fact.
Wah, wah, wah.
The Good Dinosaur is the next lowest earner.
Well, that's understandable, but we'll come on to that later.
We will. But seeing as we spoke about A Bug's Life, are you feeling Randy?
I wish I were.
Well, this is Randy Newman.
I've never even met him.
With the flick machine.
Oh.
Now, if you listen to that kind of music, well, you very nearly spill a whole cup of tea over a radio station. It makes you feel like you're in one of those old bombastic kind of 80s sitcoms where they're playing trumpeting music and people are tripping over things. Basically, an episode of Miranda.
Wow. I've never thought of you as
Miranda.
Like a small, bald Miranda, but... It kind of works.
What do you mean small? I'm not that small. I'm not short.
How tall are you?
You're just a little smidge taller than me.
Am I?
And it's because of your quiff.
It's not how dare you? It's not a quiff. How tall are you?
I'm about 5'9".
All right.
Yes. I say perfect height.
Well,
I'm not too short. I'm not too tall. I don't spend my whole life looking down or looking up. I get a mix of both. Keeps me excited.
Well done there.
Yes.
You must be so pleased.
Well, same for you.
Well, yes, I'm 6 foot.
You're looking up. When you look up, you can't see past your quiff. That must be.
It's not a quiff. You're just jealous because all your hair's gone.
No, it's still very much there. It's just in a small plastic bag.
I don't know where you're going with that.
Well, my hair is there, just not here.
Ah, I see.
Yeah,
you keep it at home.
I do. I'm creating a cousin it.
It's a bit like Donald Trump. You could build your own Donald Trump wig.
Yeah.
That'd be a great series of magazines. Like, one hair a week for £3.50.
Yes. So, X-Men.
Yes.
Yes, mutants. There's a thing happening.
Ooh.
Apocalypse.
Yes.
And there's a
bad
trailer
thing. It's a
that's
big
come
thing.
out.
It did. It came out yesterday.
Sorry, I feel we should just remind everybody that we're asking the question, who said this?
Honey!
Who said?
Honey!
Yes. Now,
It's oddly melodic. It sounds like he's about to burst into song.
Honey!
well, not song, but if I said it was closely followed by perhaps a musical number,
Oh.
it might give you a clue.
Honey!
X-Men Apocalypse
Yes,
is happening.
yes, back to that.
Now, Apocalypse is...
A bad thing.
yes, but it's also a bloke.
It is a bloke, yeah.
in
Big
the
grey
X-Men
bloke
universe.
in this, yeah.
Yes, a man dressed like Sir Killalot from Robot Wars.
Has he got a cape? I feel like he's got a cape.
He's sort of a hoodie cape.
Ooh.
He's sort of he's funky.
Oh, wow.
He's a funky,
Nice.
evil man.
Fair enough. Like you'd expect of.
Well, the evil ones are always funkier than the. They've always got fashion. I mean,
Jazzier
just look at
outfits.
Jafar.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Compared to,
With the
although
hat.
is it wrong that I kind of fancied Aladdin a little bit back in the day?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I was having fully fledged fantasies about it. Like, no, I'm not going to push it that far. But my mind did wonder, why are
If it
his
was curved like a
trousers so
scimitar.
baggy?
Oh, well, is that the?
What did you say? If it was curved like a what?
if it was curved like a scimitar,
What's a scimitar?
a curved sword, like the sword that the guards
Right.
use. I wondered if that's what you were wondering.
I don't know how we've gotten onto the subject of
Scimitars.
Aladdin's manhood when we tried talking about the apocalypse of the X-Men
That's
universe.
True. I back to that then. All right. I quite like young Storm. She seems exciting.
Yes.
And I
I don't know too much about the X-Men universe. I only
it's
ever
very
started
confusing.
paying attention with First Class, which I thought was very good. And I thought, a pleasant halfway house between the grit that was DC's Batman and the carry-on comedy that is the Marvel movies. It sort of sits there in between nicely. I wasn't impressed with the next one at all, but this looks like it's... This looks like a glorified episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Because they're all standing about in a library going, who's this person? Let's learn about this person. I was expecting, was it Giles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Learning's fun. Learning's great. Giles has
absolutely.
many books.
I like library scenes.
Good. Well, then you'll love Buffy. There's a lot of them. Until they blow the library up.
I watched
But
Buffy
that's a
up
spoiler.
until the season 3.
You're not even halfway through.
Season 4
Who's
opener.
the baddie in season 4?
I've only watched the opener because
Oh.
all she did all episode was walk about her new campus clutching a clipboard or something and feeling sad. Whereas I was told I'd like Buffy the Vampire Slayer because I like Farscape. But by Farscape, things had already been to hell and back. We had been exhausted by trauma and drama, and in Buffy it looked like they were only just getting started, and they weren't even trying to tempt me into watching the rest of the series. They were being lazy with it. There was nothing in that first episode that made me think, well, this is a must-watch show. So I moved on to Teen Wolf, which is basically Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the cool kids.
Is it the 90s again?
What?
I feel like we're talking Farscape, Buffy, and Teen Wolf. Is it?
No, Teen Wolf is a new thing on
Is
MTV.
it? Oh, okay.
I don't think it's still
on
going
MTV.
on. But
God, that's 90s
Yes,
as well.
it's
I didn't know
true.
MTV was still going. I
so
thought that-
X-Men is pretty 90s.
Well, yes, but X-Men cartoon was very 90s, and that was really good. That was great. I remember they did a really good version of the Phoenix Saga, which the movies didn't. The movie version of that was pants.
Wait,
but no.
What X-Men movie was the Phoenix Saga? I don't know what
That was X3. X2.
nobody likes that one, do they?
Yeah, no. Well, it's
Not
like
that I've seen it.
no. If a cartoon can do a better version of telling the story than a movie can, then you have problems with your movie, I think.
Well, sometimes movies just aren't the best art form.
Well, this is true.
It's the whole movie versus book idea again.
It's that movie versus comic versus cartoon versus book.
Well, yes.
Yeah, all of those things. Anyway, yes.
Jennifer Lawrence is going to show up in.
She is, and it looks like she's had enough of being naked and painted blue. She's fleshy
Yes, that's
coloured
true.
and covered up this time, which I
It looks like
suppose-
she's just wandered off the set of Joy,
yeah,
which we've been
well, she
watching
changed her
trailers
hair.
for. as
Yeah,
well.
I'm looking forward to Joy actually as well.
Yeah,
You
it looks
mentioned that
interesting.
one, yeah.
Well, I mean, we've seen the trailer enough times now
We
to be
have.
convinced to go and watch it.
Yeah.
Every single time we go and watch a movie, it's the first one that pops up.
Apart from the Good Dinosaur, because that was a kids movie, and
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, but But no, J-Law keeps her clothes on and stays pink as opposed to blue. Good for her. I suppose that's the kind of thing you can ask for when you're a big movie star like she is. Like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. But it's your character. She's blue and no, she's not. She's pink and she's got clothes on. I also,
if it were Farscape, they wouldn't get away with that. They believed in continuity and would remain blue throughout.
Well, that's why Zahn had to leave, because the makeup was irritating. She was allergic to it or something. It was making her ill.
If you don't mind me saying, I think that is a little bit of a spoiler
for a show that you and now me and nobody else in the world has ever watched.
I think that's what makes it so exciting. Because you literally don't know who's watched Farscape. People keep it secret, like some sort of sexual disease. They keep it to themselves. And then when you find out...
So you've given me Farscape as an STD.
No, what I'm saying is that... I don't know where I'm going with that, to be honest, but...
Shocker.
I'm saying that people keep it secret. They for some reason, because they don't know who else has the condition, right? But then when you meet up at some sort of convention, science fiction convention, or sexual health convention,
I don't think that's a thing.
You might sit down in a circle with some other people, and they'll all be like,
Herpes Anonymous.
You have it too.
I don't.
The Farscape thing.
There's no herpes support group. You don't sit down and compare red lumps on your mouth.
I think I'm doing Farscape a disservice.
I think you're bang on. To be honest, I think it's brilliant. It's perfect. Anyway,
it's nothing like a sexual disease, Farscape, because there's nothing thrilling or in any way exciting about a sexual disease. How did we get... Yes, Blue. Yes, no, she had to leave because she was getting ill from the makeup.
Yeah.
Which I imagine... on something as large and Hollywood-driven as X-Men, they can afford slightly better body paint.
Yeah, it's the hypoallergenic version.
Yeah, not the radioactive stuff that Zahn was wearing in Farscape.
Which they found in a river somewhere in Australia.
Yes.
Talking of blue people, there's a brief glimpse of Nightcrawler in the trailer for X-Men.
Who's Nightcrawler?
He's
the one with the nails coming out of him.
That might be Wolverine that you're thinking of.
No. He had his wings open. And all spikes were coming out of him.
Oh, could be. I don't remember that. I remember his face and his tail, as it were. That's all I usually remember about a man, his face and his tail. Anyway, that's a bit much, isn't it? Am I sharing too much? Yeah. We're moving on. But yeah, no, he looked really cute, and I've looked him up, and he's played by Cody Schmidt something or other.
Cody Schmidt.
Hang on. I still got his IMDb page open on my phone, so just...
That's a name you could shout out during, isn't it?
What?
Schmidt!
Yeah. Cody Schmidt McPhee is his full name. And I've done a bit of a Google, and he's quite handsome. I think I prefer.
Well, why
don't
you stick him up on our Twitter?
Well, I will, but
for
I think
everybody to have an ogle at.
I think I prefer him covered in blue, to be honest.
And you should actually also put up a picture of Jennifer Lawrence to please our heterosexual and lesbian listeners. Heterosexual male and
do we have
lady
any
lesbians.
heterosexual listeners?
I think we might do, but they
do we have any listeners.
A bit like if you watch Farscape, you wouldn't really say it out loud. You'd keep it to yourself. No.
Be proud that you listen to our show. We're not like Farscape, I promise. Please don't lump us in with Farscape.
Whoever. Yes.
You sound like Shakira.
Everybody's welcome here on Are You Sitting Comfortably?
Lord.
Now, we were speaking about Jennifer Lawrence. Are you interested to hear that Lionsgate are in talks to make Hunger Games prequels? Now, do you think that's a money-making scheme, or would you be pleased to revisit Pandora? No, that's Avatar.
Panem.
Yes.
Pandora? That's more blue people.
Yes. In fact, we've got quite a few more movies of them coming as well.
Oh,
less said about that, the better.
Yeah. Well, I rolled my eyes. My first instinct, as usual, is to roll my eyes and kind of go, ugh, whenever I hear about a prequel film. But that said, I think it would be interesting to see... I mean, maybe there's more about this in the books, because I haven't read the Hunger Games books. But it'd be interesting to see the circumstances that led to
the Hunger Games being a thing.
The districts being formed, the Hunger Games being a thing, and how the capital got its power, and all of the lead up to that kind of thing. But then at the same time, I said that about Battlestar Galactica in a kind of, it'd be really interesting to see how the Cylons first were built by man and what happened during the first Cylon War, and then they did that and it was awful. So maybe it's best just left a little nebulous and in my imagination.
Has nobody learned their lesson since the Star Wars prequels? It doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't, does it?
No, I mean, The Hobbit is evidence of that.
Lord.
Now, we're asking the question throughout the show. Who said...
Honey!
Oh.
Honey!
Any ideas?
Honey!
Not at all.
Well, if you know, listeners at home, heterosexuals, lesbians, or Farscape fans, you can tweet us at ELR Comfortably.
I don't even have a response to that.
ELR Comfortably on Twitter, or the Facebook page.com/ELR Comfortably. And our website is, of course, elrcomfortably.co.uk. Yes, now we're going to move on to talking about The Good Dinosaur, Pixar's latest. Now, the music isn't done as it was in Inside Out by Michael Giacchino. It's done by Michael Dana and Jeff Dana, who I presume are an item of some variety.
They're lovers. Which is nice. Good for them.
Yes, and they do a nice job. It's quite relaxing stuff, except for when it gets really quite dramatic and exciting. This is a nice mixture, I think. Over the Falls from The Good Dinosaur. Ah, what a good little piece of music. I liked all the strings that were happening in The Good Dinosaur
as they went over the waterfall. There's strings on the way down.
Now, is that not just the tiniest little bit of a spoiler in your view?
Isn't that? Wasn't the track
actually
called...
can't get my horn up.
Well, bless you.
There we are.
You just needed a bit longer. That's all. You just needed a minute to give it a tickle.
Sometimes you do, don't you?
Well, yeah. But isn't the name of the track Over the Falls?
Is that? But did I introduce it as such?
Yes.
Okay, right. Well, never mind then.
So
sometimes soundtrack listings
playlists
are very spoilerific. Now I can't remember what it was just recently, but I actually saw that they changed the name of the last track on one. I will try and remember before the end of the show. But they can get very spoilerific. I mean, for instance, on the Farscape soundtrack, it. No, I won't. I won't get there. But there is a spoiler there. Spoiler.
I remember the same reading books when I was little. Chapter titles are often the same thing, like Trapped. Like Chapter 5, Trapped. Chapter 6, No Escape. Chapter 7, A Saviour. Well, all right, well done. Thanks for that. I know they're going to be all right.
There's the same problem with when DVDs, when you put in the chapter titles, but also just the rolling menu in the background. You see things. I mean, whose decision is it to put these things on there? When you've got a TV series, Game of Thrones are very good, actually, avoiding spoilers on the rolling menu, but some aren't. Some are not. Or worse than others.
Well,
anyway,
you know who you are.
The Good Dinosaur, directed by Peter Son. He worked as an animator on The Incredibles, Brave, and The Iron Giant, which I very much enjoyed. That is an emotional roller coaster.
Sad face, that film.
Yes, very big sad face. But this is his first directorial credit on a feature film. And he also voices Forrest Woodrush.
Who's Forrest Woodrush?
I'm not entirely certain, but let me Google this and we'll find out.
Right, excellent. So this is his first film. What he's done? Do you think? But then we know that this film had a lot of.
Oh,
you're right there.
Yes. Forrest Woodrush is the strange mystical rhino who lives in the bushes and has lots of animals over his antlers. But we'll talk about him in a minute. What were you saying?
Yeah, I can't remember. That his is the name that got credited on this film as the director, but then surely he wasn't the only. He's just kind of the last person to be directing it because it's had so many changes of people throughout, like half the cast, and
I doubt he's willing to take full credit.
Well, no, I don't think he deserves to take. No, I don't think he deserves to take all the blame. It's probably a better way of putting it, since so many other people were involved in messing up this film.
What were these changes about? Was it that everybody saw? I mean, you had John Lithgow, Judy Greer, Bill Hader, Neil Patrick Harris.
All of these people are awesome.
Yes, well, why did they leave? Why did they down tools? What was that about?
Presumably, like, they were sold one movie, and then when they got there and the script had started changing, they were like, well, no, this isn't what I signed on for. This isn't good anymore. And we ended up with, that thing what we saw the other day.
Well, I mean, Inside Out is going to be...
Sound very uncomfortable over there.
Inside Out is going to be very difficult to top. at the best of times.
Well,
I don't think necessarily that Pixar even wanted to draw too much attention to The Good Dinosaur themselves. They certainly didn't ram any marketing stuff down my throat.
No.
I barely knew it existed. The only reason I knew it existed was because I'd heard little bits of information about it for many years prior. It was sort of stuck in development hell, like a lot of dinosaurs are. I mean, look at Jurassic World.
Do you think then that the Good Dinosaur that we've seen was just somebody going, you know what,
Let's
I'm
get it
sick
out
of
there.
this.
Yeah.
Let's just finish it. We're done on Friday. Get everything you need to do by Friday because it's going out on Monday, kind of thing, just to clear the decks.
I mean, that's certainly how it came off to me. And it felt tonally bizarre.
It was all over the place.
For a children's movie.
Yeah.
Because certainly at the off, I thought, well, this is clearly aimed at a younger audience than Inside Out was.
Yeah, because it's all kind of, hey, little guy,
Yes,
we're your loving family who are dinosaurs.
And just completely and utterly historically inaccurate.
Yeah.
With
we're
dinosaurs.
farmers now.
Yes, precisely. Dinosaurs as
we
farmers.
talk like this.
And they're all bright green. It's all very preschool. The animation of the actual dinosaurs is poor. Really quite bizarre.
Really weird.
Very DreamWorks.
Not
if you
even
don't
that.
mind me
No,
saying.
I do mind you saying that because to me it was even worse than that.
Well, DreamWorks have a kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? More of a sort of a jaunty edge to their animation. They don't go so much for realism. They're definitely a cartoon studio, just very modern, obviously look. Whereas Pixar have always been one to edge closer to the more realistic details, which they have here in the backgrounds perfectly.
All of the back. This is what I mean. The backgrounds, the water, the trees, anything that wasn't a character.
Well, are you sure that the water wasn't real water?
This is what I mean.
Injected into the movie.
It looks like a lot of it was so close to photoreal. It was difficult to tell where if they'd filmed it and just filmed it really well, or if it was actually animated.
And then you just stick a plasticine dinosaur on
Yeah,
top
it
of
was like Cool World or Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The difference between the backgrounds and the bits that we were supposed to be interested in was so marked and so weird. It was odd.
But so if that didn't make you feel uncomfortable enough,
Just imagine like Jessica Rabbit and Bob Hoskins, and then the dinosaur and his environment. That's pretty much how it was.
but in Inside Out, nobody got their heads ripped off.
That's true. This was one of the weird things about this film was like the loving dad who's like, hey Arlo, let's go save the grain.
Has he had a stroke by any chance?
Yeah. Let's save the grain by smashing a animal to bits because that's what you do because you're my son and that's it. Okay.
Well, yes, he was very lovable up until he was insisting Arlo smash the little baby human over the head with a baseball bat.
And then it turns out to be a little baby human, which is apparently a wolf now or something. That got weird further on. Yeah, lots of spoilers. Here we go. And then, but then, yeah, it's like, oh no, I can't kill something. Killing something's bad. Apart from when something bites the head off of a giant bug right in front of me in the next scene.
But
when
there's also
okay.
there's also a moment where I'm going to stop doing that now.
Yeah,
I'm going to stop doing that.
I think it's a given that from now on, everything we talk about this film is going to be a flipping trailer? No.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's the state of trailers
Spoiler.
these days.
Well, quite.
It's very spoilerific. There's also a point where a little baby raccoon with the most beautiful eyes, the cutest little animation you've ever seen in your life, is swallowed in full by an pterodactyl.
It's not in full. There's a bit hanging out of his mouth for about 5 minutes. Like, nom, nom. And
I understand. Now, to me, that's where the movie started to get a little bit interesting.
Whoa.
because that villain figure of the pterodactyl, well, is it really called pterodactyl? I mean, that sounds so much like a Pokemon name to me. It's unbelievable.
Pterodactyl was a real creature, yes.
Oh, pterodactyl's the real one.
Yes.
Yes, no, that's what I mean.
Yes.
Terror. It's got the word terror in it. That's obviously a Pokemon. They got it the wrong way round. Now, yeah, so this villain would seem like to me a proper Disney villain, like Shere Khan from Jungle Book. He came in, he livened things up. It was all a bit sort of moping about in the bloody woods for a long time, wasn't it? Before that. But I think
again, like Jafar, or yeah.
So that moment where he swallowed the critter in full was really made him a villain, and you knew that, oh goodness me, now things are getting bad.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was, I mean, why you didn't need to rip the head off the beetle?
No.
It didn't need to happen. These two characters communicate. I mean, I understand the babies had to survive and eat things, but is a child going to logic his way through that scene?
No, I found it was just so odd. And then it was like, the storm provides. We kill to eat. Om nom nom. This delightful little creature thing, and it just none of it really. It didn't gel. There was. And, I know what you mean. There were a lot of characters, including Forrest Woodbrush, which is apparently his name. This
Who never came up again.
Triceratops, I think he was.
Yes, of course,
possibly.
Not a rhino.
Not a rhino, because it's a dinosaur. But he kind of pops up. He introduces himself and about 7 other tiny little characters, like, sitting on his horns. And then you never see him again. He doesn't do anything he doesn't add anything to the film. And it was just...
I liked the idea that he was going on little episodic adventures that all added up.
Yeah, well, but...
Like, he learned the lesson to be brave in the end, but that was only due to really his... when he was taken on by the T-Rexes, who were also... Who were they weren't farmers. What were they in this strange
They were cowboys.
Universe? Yes, very strange.
Because T-Rexes, the most fearsome predator on the planet, the one that all kids know about. If they know about any dinosaurs, they know about a T-Rex because it's big and exciting. Is in this universe not a weird predator, but instead not a massive predator, but instead some kind of strange cowboy that drives cattle around for seemingly no reason. They didn't have anywhere to go with it.
You could say that they were trying.
Much just their packed lunch. They could have just hungry now, nom. But they didn't.
You could say they were trying to subvert expectations.
And confuse everyone.
Well, I mean, it's confusing enough having humans and dinosaurs in the same movie. And these dinosaurs don't even look like dinosaurs. They look like just blobs of blue tack, but in green.
Yeah. And it didn't need to be a human. That could have been a dog or a wolf or something.
Yeah, it could have been anyone, actually.
Because it was like the trusty dog kind of sniffing around.
Well, no, that was the human.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the humans could.
Oh, I see.
The humans didn't need to be human. They could have been wolves or something because it didn't speak. It didn't show any kind of intelligence.
No. It's like Boo on Monsters Inc.
No, that's different because
it's a human, and it didn't need to be it could have been anything.
Well, no,
could have been anything
the
from the human world.
Scaring humans, aren't they? That's the point in Monsters Inc. More in this film is that they didn't need to confuse everything with dinosaurs and humans, which never actually happened. They could have had dinosaurs with a small fluffy thing, like the one that got eaten. It could have been something like that just as easily.
Yes, it's true.
And it wouldn't have detracted from the film, and it would have made a little bit more sense.
But did it even need
to exist? No,
it's a combination of previous adventures, in my view. You've got storing food for winter from A Bug's Life.
All right.
You've got the stray human from Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
You've got the sad death of the father.
I'm
not going to play my trumpet.
Which is every kid's film ever.
I don't care anymore. I'm not going to play the trumpet at all.
Everything from Bambi to who else is
Lion King.
Lion King. Yeah.
And you've also got the very recent, obviously, trying to find your way back home. In Inside Out, they had to find their way back to the main control room.
Yeah, well, I think it's a big that at least is a trope for all kind of coming of age and growing up films. It's kind of you get lost somewhere and you have to find your way back to safety, and along the way you learn more about yourself and that home isn't everything you thought it was and that kind of thing, which is good. But yeah, it was just a lot of cliches that didn't really work together. I mean, the dad didn't need to die; he could have just been swept off, and then when the young lad finally gets back to his thing, his dad's there waiting for him along with his mother. It would have made no difference whatsoever.
Well, it also, I mean, he got, so his dad got swept away
and died.
And he yes, well, we presume.
Yeah. Unless he faked it. Maybe his dad faked the whole thing, the avalanche or whatever it was, just so he could go and live with his other family on the other side of the mountain.
Yeah, he probably detected that it was all pretty dull where he was.
Yeah.
It was from where we were sitting anyway.
Yeah, I'm a character in a boring film. I'm going to fake my own death and go and hang out with some cooler people.
But he got washed away.
He did.
Then Arlo, the little gay dinosaur, but more on that later.
Oh, Lord. The good dinosaur, for some reason. I don't understand what made him good.
No, that's true, because the others were good. I mean, even the T-Rexes were good.
Yeah.
It's not exactly singled out as the good dinosaur. Anyway.
No, everyone was nice.
He went home, cried. Then he went to the river and got washed away too. Now, why couldn't they have just been both washed away? That's a storytelling error. You need to streamline it. There's no point in him going home only to be washed away again. I mean, we had 3 sets of people being washed away. I know, things happen in 3s in stories, but there wasn't anything beneficial there. Yeah, exactly.
And there was a great, like really near the beginning, he's being chased or he's running away from something. And his dad just grabs him. This is like quite early on, so you've not really got an idea that there's a river there. The first you see this river is where his dad grabs him before he runs over the edge of this cliff into the river and goes, "Oh there, Arlo, the river's not something to be messed around with."
Yeah.
And you're like, we all know where this is going.
Lots of mottos being repeated throughout the movie.
Yeah, and it's like the river's not anything to be messed around with. He wasn't messing around with it. He just nearly fell over the edge because you've got kids and you don't have a fence up.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and
it's health and
fault
safety.
anyway, because he was telling him to, come on, let's go into the wilderness and kill a child.
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
It was such a strange movie.
But
and
Arlo, the little gay dinosaur.
Oh, God, here we go. Go on.
No, well, from the very beginning of the movie, it's hinted at. He's the black sheep of the family. He doesn't fit in. Everyone else is very, I'm the butch brother. I'm gonna smack you around the face. And I'm the go-getting sister. Yeah, I'm the mom. I'm the dad. A heteronormative family unit. Even now, should I play my trumpet? No, I'm not going to do it. Right. I'm not going to do it. Okay. It's not worth giving it doesn't deserve the trumpet.
Good luck, everybody.
Even at the end, the little baby child, he is adopted by a mysterious human family doing wolf whistles in the woods because that's perfectly safe. That's
how you find kids.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is mum, dad, brother, sister. And he's adopted by these people. It's everything. This movie is very sort of like, oh, if you don't fit into these little units, you're not.
This is saying a lot about you.
You're not. What's the word?
What's the word? Dinosaur.
Yes, that's what it's saying. That is what it's saying. So Arlo went on a journey of self-discovery, and then he came back fully certain of who he was. He managed to make his little paw print because dinosaurs have paws on the on the food storage container,
like all of his mum and dad and brothers and sisters. Yeah.
And that was that. But I think a better ending would have been for Arlo, the little gay dinosaur, to have said, "Look, I'm sorry, but I clearly don't fit into this family. I don't want to kill any human children. I'm not particularly good at farming. And this strange family living in the woods, I don't trust them with my newfound human friend. We're going to start a family of our." No, I don't mean having a sexual relationship with the child.
Okay, that would be uncomfortable at best, I think.
Single gay dinosaur dad adopts little baby human child in prehistoric times. That would have been a nice message, I think. We don't fit in. We're both lost. So let's just carry on together. I mean, they did all right throughout the whole film. They helped one another right the way along. So why would you just pass him off to these people you don't even know?
It was a bit kind of like family's the most important thing, but then at the end, like, yeah, he wasn't happy with his family.
Exactly.
You're right. I'm not agreeing with you on all of this the gays are the odd ones out and all that kind of thing.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what the movie was. That's the way it was seeming to go. I think it would have been a respectable move to have done something a little bit more inventive and dangerous like that in a kids' movie. I mean, you're okay with ripping people's heads off?
That was I was actually shocked at that. Not in a kind of oh goodness, clutching my pearls, but just in a kind of like whoa, I was not expecting that.
But then Minions. Minions were also very violent. They shot at a police car with a rocket launcher. Don't forget.
There is this, yeah.
So,
but then that's a slightly different. It wasn't for kids. That was more for like.
Wait, was it?
Not as kiddish, not as childish as everything had been in The Good Dinosaur up to that point.
Well, it's set in a very manic kind of freakazoid type universe.
Yeah, exactly.
People would have like 10-ton weights falling in their head, and you would know they wouldn't be hurt. So it doesn't kind of equate. But Pixar's very emotive and. It sounds strange to say realistic when you've got these giant green blobs, which are supposed to be dinosaurs moping about the landscape. Yeah.
So just a pants film then, really. It should have been the Pants Dinosaur. That just sounds like a
or just
euphemism,
a
doesn't it?
dinosaur.
Yeah, a dinosaur. That we've got a new film.
A dinosaur.
It's got a dinosaur in it.
That
pretty much it.
Is witness to murder and takes drugs at one point in the movie as well.
Yeah, that scene was entirely pointless. I don't know what that was about.
It was just an excuse to have a nonsensical drug scene in, I'm sure. They ate some dodgy berries and then went on a
hallucinogenic trip for 5 minutes. But then what kind of message is that for kids? We've gone from happy family farmers to kill something, son, kill something now, and then let's all take berries and get high in the woods. That's just plain irresponsible for kids. That is a really bad message. Like, eat stuff you find in the woods,
and you'll have a really good time.
You'll have a giggly time. You'll all laugh loads, and then you'll wake up and everything will be normal again.
Well, I think that all of this would be easy to overlook, provided it had a nice overarching message. Now, I'm not saying I didn't have a lump in my throat when he had to give the little human baby away to the family in the woods, who, if I was a child, I would assume was the little baby's original family. I wouldn't have figured out that just because they have different coloured hair, it's a different family. Because I would be thinking, why is he giving him away anyway? Anyway, what I'm saying is, it's not that I didn't feel sad, but I don't think it made sense as a whole.
No,
and I think if it did all come together, we would be more willing to see past the beheadings, the drug scenes, and all the unnecessary violence.
Yeah. Beheadings, murder in general, drug scenes.
The Good Dinosaur!
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we? We're going to squeeze in another track from The Good Dinosaur, and then we'll reveal who said this.
Honey!
After Goodbye Spot.
Which is another thing. Why would you call the human child Spot?
Well,
when you
to be honest, I've only just
dog?
remembered his name was Spot. Perhaps it was a dog in the first place, and they thought, I know, let's do a boo. Anyway,
good lord,
be prepared to shed.
It's more of doing a Maggie Smith.
Be prepared to shed a tear.
Bit of a callback there to another episode, boys and girls. If you haven't seen it, go back to our archive. Do you want to slap?
Goodbye, Spot. Now, we're asking the question. That's how quickly I got over it in the movie.
Yeah.
We're asking the question, who said?
Honey!
Who said?
Honey!
Now, I can reveal the answer, unless you want to have a guess.
Ooh, I was thinking Jurassic Park or something like that, but it's not at all.
No.
And the only other dinosaur thing that I could think of possibly would be that weird kind of TV show thing from like the 90s with the baby that was like, not the mama, which for some reason was a huge...
I know, bizarre.
Yeah.
You're right. It's
excellent.
Stuart Pankin as... What's that geezer's name? The main
Hank,
bloke.
probably something like Hank or...
No.
Steve?
Earl Sinclair.
Oh, I knew it was one of those, yeah.
Yeah, like your classic, like American...
Good old-fashioned, deep-down American name.
Here it is.
Honey, I'm home!
But we're not going out to music from
It was a bit
Dinosaurs.
Oompa, wasn't it?
Oompa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bom, bom, bom. A little bit Lemmings. A little bit Lemmings.
Yeah,
You
yes,
missed
it's
it.
true,
Yeah,
yes.
there
Very-
was a bit of a dance there, but
I want
sadly
the
only you and I
extended
saw it.
version. I want the club mix.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll get that for you for next week.
All right, do please, actually, genuinely. No, we're not going out to music from
Good
that.
Lord,
You know
no.
what we're going out to.
Yes.
You know.
I do.
Oh, you know.
Oh, are you going to sing along?
We'll keep it secret, but it's dinosaurs, and you'll
it
know
is
exactly what it
dinosaurs.
is. It's John Williams.
Oh, John Williams.
John Williams.
John Williams is the man.
So we'll see you next time
Yeah.
for some. How about a review from a galaxy far, far away? Oh,
Very excited about
I'm
this
very
now.
excited.
So yes, in the meantime, tweet us, check out the website, Facebook, all that stuff. ELR comfortably.
.co.uk.
Join us next week for another thrilling episode of Are You Sitting Comfortably?